Hello everyone and welcome to McNulty's Book Corral. Today I want to talk about some of the books by Mike Gaddis, who is a senior editor and columnist for Sporting Classics. He lives in North Carolina. I have never met him. I am quite a fan of his short work and his novel, Jenny Willow, which is the first that we'll talk about. Mike Gaddis is a sportsman. He writes about life. He writes about hunting. He writes about his life in the Carolinas, and he touches upon the common denominators of the human experience. He writes often about dogs and the dogs that he's raised as a hunter, bird dogs and so forth, which is quite heartfelt, which leads us to his novel, Jenny Willow, which has been on the market for quite a few years. This is a first edition hardcover. This is a story, a fictional story about a man and his dog. It's about Ben Willow and his dog Jenny, and Ben is at the end of his life, and it covers the events and circumstances of that final season for him out there in the wild. For those of you that understand the sportsman experience of the outdoors, you understand that this involves an appreciation for the wild forest area, the wild hills, the countryside, what that means to people that are out there hunting for food, trying to catch the pheasants and so forth, duck hunting, whatever they're doing. But this is about a man and his dog, and it's probably one of the more heartfelt books that I've ever read about a man and his dog. Comparable to, if not better than, what Jack London did. Jack London, of course, is the first and foremost author that people think about when you say a man and his dog. That's understandable because of Call of the Wild. But Mike Gaddis, I think, is in a different category. I think he's quite the superb writer. So if you get a chance, check out his novel, Jenny Willow. I'll have scans of these. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning here, Mr. Gaddis is a contemporary sportsman and columnist. He still is out there working, and he has published 3 major collections of his shorter pieces, which do include some novellas and so forth. And I want to show you those that were published by Sporting Classics. Here's Legends Legacy, which the covers are beautiful. I think Dan Burr did the covers for these books. Dan Burr is the artist who did the cover for these books. Most of these collections of his columns and his short pieces, which do include some novellas and so forth, these are illustrated books. So they're beautifully done, beautiful illustrations included. So take a look here, and you can see what I'm talking about. So for you book collectors, not only do you get the highest quality writing, but you're getting these books that are beautifully designed with beautiful illustrations and beautiful cover artwork. Again, I'll have scans of this. So these are collections of some of his columns and some other pieces that he wrote over the years, short and long. These books are quite thick. So Legends Legacy, Turning for Home is another one. Look at this. There might be I'm not sure if this is the same artist that did the cover on this. And this is Chuck Wexler is the editor. The front cover was by Sidney Lawrence on this one, which is another beautiful cover. Again, these are beautifully designed hardcovers that they put out. And this one does not have the interior illustrations, but that's okay because the articles and stories and pieces that are collected here are well worth your time. Beautiful collection of work by the great Mike Gaddis. And finally, the newest one, it just came out in recent weeks, is called From a Higher Hill. Dan Burr did the cover painting for this as well. Look at the beautiful cover on this with his dogs. And let me take a look if this was illustrated as well. No, this one wasn't. This is illustrated too. And I'm still reading this one, by the way. I haven't finished it. So we have another superb collection. This is brand new on the market, and it's published by Sporting Classics. I ordered this from the Sporting Classics website, And it's a signed copy, as you know from watching this video series. I really enjoy having signed copies. So we have, look at this, beautiful front piece which reproduces the cover in black and white. You have the signature of Mike Gaddis here. They probably still have a few copies left, but you want to look for this, From a Higher Hill. I'm reading this now. What a beautiful collection of work by Mike Gaddis. I'm really quite enamored with his style. You know, for those of you that love the outdoors, as I do, and you may have seen some of my episodes where I'm up at the cabin, running around and fishing and so forth. So it's a great lifestyle to participate in if you're fortunate enough to get out there. I know it's not for everybody, but all of the contemporary writers writing about the outdoor life, the sportsman's life, Mike Gaddis is number one with me. I think the other one would be Tom Davis. He doesn't publish as much in book form as Mike Gaddis does. Worth your time. From a Higher Hill by Mike Gaddis. Beautiful, beautiful designed book from Sporting Classics by one of the greats. Thank you very much for checking in. Stay well, everyone.